Hello and welcome to Mayswood On-Site Test Station Limited. We're based at Mayswood Garage near Henley in Arden. We're an authorised testing facility, an ATF, for the DVSA, that's the Driver Vehicle Standards Agency. We have had the inspections done and are now COVID-19 compliant. So the DVSA will be testing HGVs and PSVs, and I am just going to briefly tell you the procedure as outlined to safeguard all concerned on the premises on a test day. Here we only test HGVs, rigid ones, and PSVs. We don't test Arctic tractor units or trailers, and no 8-wheelers. Mayswood Garage is located on Mayswood Road. One end joins the A3400, which is the Stratford to Henley Road. The other end is the Redditch to Henley Road, the A4189. If you're driving a large commercial in or a large coach, you're best to come from the Redditch Road direction. Then you can drive straight into the yard. When the driver arrives, he is to stay in the cab. He will be greeted by a member of staff, and the documents, etc., will be checked in readiness for the test. The driver, as I say, will stay in the cab unless instructed to exit, and that will ideally be only on one occasion when the tester needs to carry out the in-cab checks. The first stage of the test is in the A-box area. The tester will check the vehicle details with the iPad, carry out the underbonnet checks, lights, etc. The presenter, the driver, will be asked to exit the vehicle and open both front doors in order to aerate the cab for about 5 minutes while the tester checks the wheel nuts and other items. The cab needs to be in a clean state with no loose papers, crisp packets, etc., so nothing will blow out. The vehicle standards assessor will then enter the cab to carry out his cab assessment. There is a hand wash station next to the ATF lane for hand washing. The tester afterwards will exit the cab, remove his gloves and dispose of them. The driver then gets back into the vehicle and carries on with the next part of the test, which is the brake test on the riding road. I will familiarise you with the procedure, if you haven't been to us before, actually on the test day. After that, the lift will take the vehicle up and you will be asked to lock the steering all the way to one side and then the other way. Then rock the steering. Carefully listen to the instructions. If necessary, repeat the instructions to confirm. The next stage is the emission test and the headlamp aim. and then finish. The paperwork will be brought to you in the vehicle. Here is a brief resume. Many of you would have been to us before, or another ATF. We're all slightly different, but offer the same facility to DVSA. This is how our system works. First of all, you want to plan when you want your test day well in advance. I'm led to believe there's 250,000 vehicles in need of a test. Now, we're not going to do them all at Mayswood. If we did, it would probably drive me mental. If, for instance, your certificate expires at the end of August, you have up until the end of November to get it tested. So perhaps book it in now for October, November. This then leaves July and August free for us to catch up on the backlog. Next, phone us to book the best test day for you with Monica or Nigel. And you pay by card or directly into the bank. We also will be noting other details down. For instance, like we need to know who the driver will be and mobile phone number. It is all to do with traceability. Now, use the time to prepare the vehicle well in advance. Better than you would normally do, because we want the vehicles in and out in a timely manner. Have it checked over. Remove the wheel trims like on a horse box. We will help you as we always have done, because that is the Mayswood spirit. And don't forget, we want your vehicle to pass the test, possibly even more than you do, because a failure means another visit, and too many failures means less time for a full test to be carried out on another day. We're aiming at getting the throughput of the vehicles. Also bring with you spare bolts, screwdrivers, small tools, so you stand a chance of doing a PRS. We will try to help you, do it for you. But if we're busy doing other things, it could mean you finish up with a more expensive retest. Clean the vehicle. You do that anyway, but you must especially clean the cab. Both doors will be left open, and Nigel will not be thanking you for making a mess in the yard when the wind blows empty crisp packets, paper, etc. out into the yard. And you could finish up picking up the mess when you should be doing the next stage of the test. This is also the main area which is most vulnerable, where the virus could be picked up from. Sanitise the cab whenever possible. Use hand gel on a piece of cloth, if necessary, to clean the steering wheel, switches, handles. If you can wear a mask to cover your mouth and nose, do so. Load the vehicle in order to have a meaningful brake test. We can do it for you with advance notice. But don't forget, no load could be a reason to refuse to test the brakes. Check the batteries. Vehicles have been stood for some time, not being used. So make certain that they're in good order and you have enough fuel. It costs time and money to start a vehicle. Be prompt. Allow enough time to get to Mayswood for your appointed time. If there's a problem, keep in touch. We are understanding, but you could lose your fee if less than 7 days' notice is given. If you try to swap a vehicle for some reason, call us. More notice, the better. Please stay in your cab at all times. Bring your own drink, a snack. No unnecessary passengers, no dogs. At all times, remember social distancing. Also, don't use your mobile phone when you're on the test lane. Incidentally, at Mayswood Garage, we also test other vehicles in our own right. Class 3, 4, 5 and 7. Effectively, three-wheelers or trikes to double-decker buses. These are non-fare paying passenger buses. Don't forget, when you're here, we're only testing the vehicle. We're not testing the driver, and we're certainly not testing or policing COVID-19. We've interpreted the guidance, and we also use common sense so that we can all work together in a safe environment. I hope this has been helpful and you successfully get a pass. At Mayswood, when things go well, we treat ourselves to a good cup of tea and a slice of celebration cake. Oh, it's got to be coffee and walnut. That's the favourite. And remember, stay safe, be alert, and we look forward to seeing you at Mayswood. Cheerio, bye.